I don't think James Gunn should direct the Superman sequel, and in this video I'm going to explain why. We'll be taking a look at some scenes from the movie, some behind the scenes footage, and also David Corenswet's audition tape. Now, I'm not saying that James Gunn's a bad writer or a bad director. I think he's great at both. I just don't think he's the right fit to direct Superman. To be honest, I think that David Corenswet has a better insight on the character of Superman than James Gunn. To get things started, let's take a look at David Corenswet's audition tape. And to set the scene, this is Lois Lane interrogating Superman, just like the scene we see in the movie. And I'll hop back and forth between the final scene and the audition tape so you can see David Corenswet's insight, what his first gut instinct, how he initially thought he should attack the character.
This is weird.
I'm not weirded out at all. You said you wanted to interview me.
Yes, but I feel like I'm acting, pretending like I don't know who you are. I'm a reporter, Clark, in the business of truth.
I get it. I get the same way when I pretend to interview myself.
Yeah, that's weirder.
Well, I don't know if it's weirder.
Well,
it's equally weird.
It's actually weirder.
Well, I'm not dating myself, so...
Okay. Fine. Let's just try this again. So, Superman.
Lois Lane.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, it was reported you flew into Pokolistani airspace and intercepted 3 missiles headed for the nation of Balya.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some might...
a lot of fire,
it's a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions in Bravia. That's funny?
It's not funny. It's just, I mean, come on. My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
Okay.
Yes?
And you did this without speaking to anyone in national or international defense organizations beforehand. Is that accurate?
What do you...
Where's the button?
Stop. It's...
Sorry, I thought this was going to be more of like an overall profile.
Oh, well, I don't think we actually discussed...
Because that seems a little bit dark.
Dark?
Yeah, like a serious, dark question, don't you think?
You thought I was going to write a puff piece?
No. I just felt a little bit,
What?
tacky.
Tacky?
I'm not saying you meant it that
See,
way.
Clark, this is what I'm saying. You're so used to interviewing yourself, you think that even the most innocuous of question...
Innocuous? You're accusing me of defying international treaties.
Because you defied international treaties.
To save lives, yes.
Oh, international protocols be damned, right? What if everybody did that?
Superman, did you consult with the president before entering Bravian airspace?
No.
The Secretary of Defense?
Nope.
Or any U.S. official before you took matters into your own hands and decided unilaterally how to handle this extremely delicate situation?
and his goons were going to kill people.
Yes, but the results of you seemingly acting as a representative of
I
the
wasn't
United States will
representing
cause
anybody
more
except for me.
problems around the world,
and
more than a
myself,
war that lasted between 12 and 24 hours and was just replacing one tyrannical regime with another.
Is that really how you feel?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman, but I question it. Yeah, I would question myself in the same situation and hold off a beat and consider the consequences.
People were going to die!
This is a hit piece.
What?
You're doing a hit piece on me.
I'm not doing a... I am asking basic questions that anyone would ask.
It's fine. It's fine. As a matter of fact, I actually have to go.
Oh, great. This is what you do every time.
I'm not doing anything.
You act like nothing's wrong and you pout and you leave.
Nothing is wrong. I am not pouting, and I have things to do at home.
Whatever.
Well, all right, now who's pouting? Fine. Silent treatment? I don't care. Fine. I don't care.
Hashtag super spy, hashtag super shit.
Super shit? Come on, Lois. You know that one specifically irritates
This is
me.
on the record, Clark. I didn't make it up. It's what people on the internet are saying.
I'm gonna go.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on, Clark, don't do this.
I'm not doing anything.
No, that's not you? Packing up your shit and walking out of an interview?
I'm not walking out of an interview.
No,
It's
this is
late.
what you do every time you're faced with conflict. You
doing
get
anything.
mad, you pout,
I'm
and
not
then you
mad.
pretend like nothing's wrong.
Nothing is wrong.
You see what I'm talking about? There's a massive difference here. David Corenswet wanted, as I did, as many people did, the calm, composed, collected Superman. The way he conducted himself in this audition tape is much more along the lines of the mild-mannered reporter or the Superman character that we all know. He didn't lose control of his emotions. He didn't groan, throw his head back, stand up and scream. He was calm, composed, and collected, just like Superman should be. Now let's jump ahead to the end of the movie and take a look at the scene where Superman is lecturing Lex Luthor. What if I told you it didn't always feel like a lecture, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with Superman talking to Lex and saying, hey, this is what it means to be human. Come on, you can be like this too. What if I told you that James Gunn wanted this scene to be an extremely vulnerable moment for the character of Superman, where he is yelling at Lex Luthor saying, you hurt my feelings, and that's not okay. It's okay for me to feel this way because that's what makes me human and that's my greatest strength. Now, David Corenswet didn't agree with this. Let's take a look at the clip.
So what I need is like, I need it to make sense. I need to know what I'm trying to do. So James is saying, no, it's more emotional. You're saying this and that. And I start yelling back at him.
It's the moment of you acknowledging your own weakness, your own hurt feelings, so that everyone that hears Superman knows that that's okay for all of us to feel that way. And it's not okay for the Lex Luthors of the world to be telling us we shouldn't feel this way, we shouldn't do that, we shouldn't think this. That is what makes you different from the other heroes.
I was saying, okay, so you want it to be emotional, but I did. That's not. I don't understand why. Don't I feel better now that I've heard that thing, that really important moment that happened earlier with my adopted father? Didn't that make it better? Didn't that make me more immune to this? Isn't that the whole point?
But now I know that Clark Kent gave me what I need. He says you're an alien. That doesn't do what it did to me.
Except, I think it's not a magic bullet. Pa Kent told you that you are who you are. That's what makes you human.
And so we're doing this in front of everybody. He starts saying, I don't know if I feel this.
The whole crew's sitting around waiting, like, come on, let's shoot, let's get this done. So finally, I walked off set to talk to him in person.
He came in and came off set, and we get into this thing.
So great, but am I just demonstrating it? So if I say that's what it is to be human, that feels like I'm trying to prove it still, as opposed to I really know it.
I think there's a little bit of that. I mean,
okay,
but because
let me try
because
that.
The emotions are always lingering.
But isn't there something I felt like shit about myself since the recording came out. It's just been like, I don't belong, I'm shit, everything's a lie, I'm not who I thought I was. When is this not the moment where I go, I was wrong to feel that way?
That's exactly where the issue is, right? Because what he didn't tell you was it was wrong to feel that way. There are feelings and there are thoughts. Your feelings about feeling bad are okay. It's not wrong for you to feel that way. You should just, it's not right or wrong anything. None of it is right or wrong. All of it is being vulnerable and being human, being a human being. And in this moment, for you to talk about how it's okay to be vulnerable, you have to be vulnerable, which means showing Lex that your feelings are hurt. In the point when you really shouldn't. Superman.
The sentence that James said to me at the end of that conversation perfectly clarified what the character was doing in that moment and what I should be doing in that moment.
I just remember hitting his chest as the thing I remember. Like, you're feeling this and you're doing this.
I went out there, I did it, and it was right.
Set, background, and action.
That's where you've always been wrong about me, Lex. I'm as human as anyone else. I love, I get scared, I wake up every morning and despite not knowing what to do, I put one foot in front of the other and I try to make the best choices I can. And every time you say that I don't belong, it hurts my feelings. That's being human. And that's my greatest strength.
David said, I feel weak with me yelling at him. And that's exactly how it came off in the trailer. That's why I had an issue with it. And I have an issue with it in this scene. He's yelling at Lex Luthor saying, you hurt my feelings. That is Superman is putting himself in a weakened state. Why does he care what Lex Luthor thinks? David Corenswet's initial insight is absolutely correct here. Superman knows who he is. He's been doing this for 3 years. He had that conversation with Jonathan Kent. He knows what makes him who he is. Just because Lex Luthor calls him an alien, it doesn't mean it should hurt his feelings to the point where he starts yelling at the guy, yelling at Lex Luthor saying, I get scared, I get sad, I get mad, but that's what makes me human. And every time you say I don't belong, it hurts my feelings. Like, come on, guy. You don't have to tell Lex Luthor, come on, Lex, you hurt my feelings. Don't say that to me. Why does he need validation from Lex to feel like he belongs? It does not make sense. And I'm glad they cut it out of the movie. James Gunn's direction in this scene made him look extremely weak, vulnerable, and insecure. That's why I didn't like what I heard in the trailer. That's why I don't like what I see here in this behind-the-scenes footage. But thankfully, the way they edit it, the way they cut it up in the final film, they cut out that whole, you hurt my feelings and all of that stuff. They cut it out to make it feel like Superman has the upper hand. To make him say, hey, this is who I am. These are the characteristics I have, and you have them too. They're not a weakness, they're a strength.
That is where you've always been wrong about me, Lex. I'm as human as anyone. I love, I get scared, I wake up every morning and despite not knowing what to do, I put one foot in front of the other and I try to make the best choices I can. I screw up all the time, but that is being human. And that's my greatest strength. And someday, I hope, for the sake of the world, you understand that it's yours too.
Oh, that's beautiful.
If James Gunn got his way, it would have hurt the character of Superman. And David Corenswet saw that. His instinct was, this is not right. Superman shouldn't be trying to convince Lex Luthor and in turn himself who he is. He should know who he is. So, for the Superman sequel, I don't think James Gunn should direct it. He can write it. That's fine. If you watch Creature Commandos, he wrote that, but we had a different director. And you can see the difference between a project that James Gunn wrote and directed and a project that James Gunn wrote and somebody else directed. If you watch Creature Commandos, you can see where the director had to pull on James Gunn's reins just a bit. Some of the issues that I had in Superman were not present in Creature Commandos. Scenes were allowed to breathe. Emotions were allowed to sit, and we as an audience got to experience them and feel them through fully without some joke or some distraction in the background. The director was confident enough in his ability to keep the audience engaged in emotional sequences without having the need to create some sort of distraction or create some sort of reactionary response from the audience to know that they're engaged, which is something that James Gunn does, and we see in Superman, and he has admitted that he does in an interview. We covered it on the channel. So, all in all, if James Gunn wants to direct the Superman sequel, he needs to start looking at Superman differently. Superman needs to be Superman. Calm, composed, collected. I don't want to see a weak, insecure, emotional, childish Superman. Judging by the end of Superman, the way he interacted with Lois Lane, maybe we're going to see a more emotionally controlled, calm, composed, collected, mature Superman in the sequel. If that's not the case and James Gunn still wants a naive, immature, emotional, vulnerable Superman, I think he needs to start listening to David Corenswet more. That, or hand the position of director to somebody else. He can write it, that's fine, but he needs that filter, at least for the character of Superman. But that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you agree with David Corenswet's gut instinct, his first insight? Do you see what I'm saying with that? Or do you more align with what James Gunn wants for the character? Like what we saw in the behind-the-scenes footage, a more vulnerable and more emotional Superman. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.